Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. There's a lot of discussion going on with boxing, that 130 pound, 135 pound, 140 pound those divisions, right? But in particular at 135 right now, because you have Tank there, you have Shakur Stevenson there, and you have Devin Haney. And then guys who are kind of floating around, you got Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, you got Colbert, you got Regis Prograis, and you got Adrian Broner back in the mix, right? But the thing is, with Gervonta Davis, we know that he has a big fight against coming up here against Hector Garcia. A lot of people don't know who Hector Garcia is, and they're thinking that this is a cherry pick. It is not a cherry pick. I'm going to tell you that. But nevertheless, Tank gets through Hector Garcia. Tank's supposed to be lining up with Ryan Garcia. Deal's already in place. He just has to get his guy out the way. I believe Ryan Garcia has a fight early next year. He has to get his guy out the way. Then the two of them will meet right before the summer. But there's some people speculating that Tank may be a little uneasy about Ryan Garcia, because Tank, like Tank does, gets on Twitter. He's a pretty emotional guy. Reminds me of Zab Judah, man. Very, very similar. Pretty emotional, but he takes to Twitter and he throws things out there. And then Tank, has a tendency to want to delete what he tweets. But there are people who, their job is to monitor Twitter and monitor when they get a juicy post and copy all of the posts that are being made, all the tweets. And then they go and they create an article or they create a video. So with Gervonta Davis, he goes on in a tweet where he says that he feels Ryan Garcia is definitely on something, suggesting Ryan Garcia is on steroids or some kind of PEDs, right? Now, I was surprised to see that Gervonta Davis tweeted something like that. It just seems a little out of character. Ryan Garcia, it just doesn't strike. Out of everyone who cheats in boxing, I guess anybody can do it, but Ryan Garcia, man, he doesn't do anything that spectacular in the ring to make you think that he's the kind of guy who's on PEDs. Yeah, he's got that powerful bazooka left hook, but that doesn't mean he's on PEDs. His stamina isn't out of this world. He doesn't get stronger and stronger as the rounds go by. So I thought that was a little bit out of left field. So Tank, actually he's not kidding when he says he has smoke for everybody. But when he lashed out, man, and those deleted posts accusing Ryan Garcia of cheating, it was pretty frustrating, man. And he even attacked Eddie Hearn, man, and DAZN for trying to sweep that whole Conor Benn, Chris Eubank situation, underneath the rug. And he says those kind of issues are problematic. And if they'll do it for Conor Benn, why wouldn't they do it for Ryan Garcia? Now, Tank was quick to delete those posts, but I'll show you guys what he said, and you guys can let me know what you think, right? So he goes on here. Let me try to make this a little bigger for you guys, right? Let me make this right here. He goes on and says, no funny crap. If I find out his English is broken as hell, so it's hard for me to read it. If I find out he cheating, it's going to be a problem, and it's going to be more than boxing problems. OMM. I don't know what that means. I guess on my mama, maybe? That's what that means? So this guy absolutely not. He posted this image of Garcia, and that's what made Tank Davis comment. So Ryan Garcia doesn't look, it's just a picture, man. He doesn't look huge or anything, man. But we know these guys in between fights, Ryan Garcia is 5'10", 5'11", and he's a big boy. So this is the image that got Tank concerned. But as you come down, right, and you're gonna see there's some more stuff that Tank posted. But Tank's concern was Ryan never looked that big. Ryan never looked that big. He never looked that strong. He talked about insisting about VADA testing. But then he goes on and he says right here, right? And why didn't they ban Eddie for still trying to have those fights after he knew that the guy was cheating, and he tried to continue with the boxing match. And someone asked him, "Uh-oh, champ, you seem a little concerned. Why not set up some early VADA instead of starting a narrative?" And he says, "I tried." Now, does this mean there's not going to be VADA testing? You see, the thing with these guys, they put posts out, right? They don't really give explicit detail on anything. They just kind of throw something out there. They don't expound. And this is what forces a lot of people to draw their own conclusion. And oftentimes it leads people on a rat race, in a rat race where they're all trying to hurry up and get to the computer and throw out their own narrative where they're trying to, as a result of trying to interpret what he means by "I tried." This doesn't say anything. Okay, "I tried" doesn't tell me anything except maybe there may have been a discussion, but it doesn't say what this discussion entailed, what the outcome was. It doesn't really say much, but he goes on again to say, hey, he never looked that big before. He's definitely on something. Crap. DAZN already proved they don't give a crap about testing. And someone else here is asking, hey, you think he's on that juice? So these kind of posts can create huge issues for a guy like Gervonta Davis, man. You know, this is where I guess he's not paying attention to what happened with Jake Paul and what's his name, Eddie Hearn, and what's happening with just anyone who says something about DAZN, about Matchroom, about Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn will sue you. Eddie Hearn is looking for any opportunity to make a little bit of money. He's not playing around, and if you give him an easy kill, he's going to take it and he's going to dead you. Simple. And these kind of posts that Gervonta Davis posted, these are the kind of things that could turn to a litigation nightmare and could prevent them from fighting. And also, he just doesn't want to be in court. I know he's supposed to have a court date in the next couple days, which I have no idea what's going on with that now. All of a sudden, he's planning a fight, so maybe that's all been brushed underneath the rug too. But we'll see. We'll see if Garcia responds to that. I'm a little surprised that Tank Davis went on the record and said that, man. There are people who saying they feel that Tank is just afraid to fight Ryan Garcia. I don't think that's the case. But, you know, he could say, man, Garcia looks big or something like that. But when you start talking about people on steroids and people cheating and stuff like that, you got to be careful because that lawsuit comes. Defamation of character, slander in the name, and next thing you know, you got to give up a couple $100,000 unnecessarily just because you don't know how to just, shut up. But that being said, man, I like Tank. I think Tank is the man at 135. And I don't think he should have too many concerns about Garcia. The speed, well, I'll put it to you this way, right? Although Ryan Garcia has the age on his side, he's younger. He has the height on his side. He's taller, and he has the reach on his side. Okay, he got more reach. You talk about speed. They both have fast hands, but Ryan has a speed edge. Power. Tank has more power, but Ryan got the bazooka left hook. This is what gives Tank an advantage over everybody at 135. Even Shakur Stevenson, right? This is what gives Tank the advantage. A lot of people don't pay attention to patience. Stamina, speed, power, height, reach, all of that matters. But patience. A guy like Tank has patience, and you just can't teach that skill to some of these guys. He has the ability to sit back, wait for the right opportunity, see it. He'll see a shot. He won't take it. He'll keep boxing, see what you're doing, see the opportunity again, won't take it. But then after he figures out what you're doing, he knows you're going to keep making a mistake. And then at some point, he's going to exploit you. And when he exploits you, most of the time, he gets you out of there. So I give Tank the advantage against any of these guys because he has the ability to display patience when in the ring. Now, don't get me wrong. If Tank, for some reason, makes a mistake and tries to exchange with Garcia and just happens to throw a little bit wide and Garcia can get that short hook off on him, if Garcia's hook is knocked, if his hook knocks people down and knocks people out, his hook can do the same thing to Gervonta Davis. Ryan Garcia's chin is more suspect. Davis seems to have a better chin. But when you hit like that, you can put anyone down. Conversely, Tank Davis, with that kind of power, knocking everybody out, knocking everybody down. If he touches Ryan Garcia, who went down by Luke Campbell, if Tank touches him, Ryan Garcia's out of there. If these guys fighting with 8-ounce gloves, someone's going to get hurt. And I tend to think as the fight goes on, it's probably going to be Ryan Garcia, who's not a patient fighter, who's extremely aggressive, and who keeps his chin straight in the air. But he has super fast hands. So right when you see the mistakes he's making and you try to get your shot off, his hands are so quick that he can react to counter you, and his shot will still get there before yours lands. And that's just crazy. But that being said, I don't think Tank is scared, but I do think Tank needs to stay the hell off Twitter, tweeting bullshit like that, because it's just not worth the repercussions that come with it. Especially if these guys start wanting to sue and then litigation, or the fight's derailed, and now he's got to go to court, you got to pay money, settle out of court. Like, it's just not worth it. Don't give these guys an easy money grab. Not at your expense. Don't do that. But that being said, I don't think Ryan's on PEDs. I think Tank was just talking like, locker room banter, kind of like Donald Trump and his boys talking about the women. And he just unfortunately put that shit out on Twitter, because that's something that you're just having a little talk like, damn, Ryan may be on those PEDs, man. Look at how big he is. But you put it, that's just talking, joking amongst boxing fans and friends. But for a guy like Tank in his position, you just can't put that stuff out there like that. But that being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. Shout out to the fans. All 7 continents. I'm in the breeze.